Right, so let's start with Amanda. So in this particular lesson, we are going to be studying class 10th syllabus, and we're going to be reading two poems. And first one is Amanda, right? It is.
Can we see of our class?
If you have any questions, please use the chat box so that I can respond to it clearly. Let us see if you have any questions. No questions? If you have any doubts, please use the chat box, okay? So,
Okay.
yeah. So let us first read the poem, and first let's read the context. Okay. So the image that we see right now, and this whole blue box thing that we have in front of us, it provides us basically with a concept what the poem is actually about. So you can get a lot of information regarding the poem just by looking at this box. So every child feels that he or she is controlled and is instructed not to do one thing or another. You too may feel that your freedom is curtailed. Write down some of the things you want to do but your parents/elders do not allow you to do. To read the poem aloud, form pairs, each reading alternate stanzas. You are in for a surprise. Now, answer me, what do you think is the subject matter of the poem? When we are reading a poem, let's say, one second.
No.
So when we are reading a poem, or firstly, let us address what we need to look for in the poem. We need to look for a subject matter. What do you think the poem is about?
It's about Amanda's something like a child's what they want to do but they can't.
Yes.
It's simply word child freedom.
What?
It is about the restrictions that parents put on their children unnecessarily, and then after this also they tell that don't behave like I am restricting you from anything.
Okay. Good. Very good.
They are trying to make their child so perfect, but
Sushant, I can't hear you. You can use the chat box.
just a minute.
Yeah. Yes, parents want their children to be perfect, but children want to do something else, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, parents expecting perfection from children. Now, what all of you said is very right. Okay, so the subject matter of the poem is what children actually want to do and what they're instructed to do, and the restrictions that parents put on the children, and parents expecting perfection from children. Now I'm just going to refine it and give you some keywords, so you might find it useful to note this down in your copy. Okay.
Okay.
The poem is also about a child's inner life. You'll see how, because if you read the stanzas, if you see the stanzas like over here, the first stanza goes like, don't bite your nails, Amanda, don't hunch your shoulders. Okay, stop that slouching and sit up straight, Amanda. And then there is a languid emerald sea where the sole inhabitant is me, a mermaid drifting blissfully. So it is this stanza, the second stanza over here. It is occurring in child's mind. It is the child's imagination, right? So we can say that the poem is also about a child's inner life, what goes around in child's head, what goes around in child's mind. Okay, so we are offered, let me write it very clearly for you so it is easier for you to note it down. We are offered, so if there's a question that asks you what is the poem, Amanda, about, you can say that we are offered a view of child's inner life through the poem. Clear? Any
Yes.
doubts?
No.
Okay. Now, is it clear to you what this word inner life means?
Yeah, what a child is thinking
Yes.
inside his or her head.
Feelings about him and anyone else.
Yes, what a child is feeling and thinking, right? So it refers to both what the child is feeling and what the child is thinking. Very good. You guys are doing a very good job, right?
Yeah.
Now, let us move on. The second theme of the poem would be it is also talking about the process of instruction. Now, does anyone know what is the meaning of the word instruction?
Yeah, some orders like
Yes.
you have to do this,
Yes, orders,
putting dominance on others.
teaching, right? So what is the parent trying to do here? What is the parent? Don't bite your nails, Amanda. They're trying to stop that kid from doing something that they think is bad for them, right?
They are instructing.
The poem also talks about the poem also talks about the process of child's instruction, right? And what are child's thought, what are Amanda's thought about this particular instruction? Amanda, finds it repressive, which means that she doesn't like it. She finds that she doesn't really want to do that stuff. It is interfering with her internal thoughts. Okay?
Her parents
Yes.
want to do that, but she do not want.
Yes, exactly. Her parents want her to do that, but she does not want to do what her parents ask her to do. Okay? That is the point. Right? So these two are the themes of the poem. It talks about child's inner life and it talks about child's instruction. What is the
But-
process?
I have a question here.
Yeah, tell me.
But biting nail is also not hygienic, no?
Yeah,
So each stanza is her parents is telling her to not to do the things that is not good for her health or
Yeah.
good for her hygiene,
right.
but she finds it refreshing.
Right. So that is a very good point, Kushi. Okay. So now when we read these poems, we make a mistake. When we read any piece of poem or any novel or any, let's say, short story or any of the chapters, we make a mistake. We indulge in what is called value judgments. Okay, we indulge in making some moral claim, okay, or let's say deriving moral of the story. Okay, but that is not the aim. That is not the correct way to approach these let's say pieces of art. Okay, so that is why we struggle with writing good answers, because we understand it in terms of, oh, it's perfectly reasonable for a mother to scold the child if she's doing something that is bad, or so for example, if she's going and touching a gas stove which is clearly hot and she's going to be harmed by that, it is very reasonable for the mother to scold the child, right? Because it is going to harm her. But then we are indulging in what is the value judgment here, and the value judgments are either good or bad. It is not about that. Agreed that Amanda biting her nails is it's not really good for her, and that is why the parents are stopping her. Value judgments also depend on the style that the writer is writing in, which is very true, and this is very relevant to our discussion. So if the author is trying to convince you of something, then also you will make the judgments of good or bad on the basis of that. Okay, if the author is clearly taking a side, that the child is being troubled by her parents, save her, then you will side with the child. But if we are to be perfectly rational creatures, and if we are supposed to be critical thinkers, our job is to get beyond this good and bad, and to see what the author is trying to do, to see what is being said, and to make our own.
Here we have to be neutral.
Yes, make our own mind. You don't have to be neutral. You can take a side, but at least consider all the facets. Okay.
Here what I observed is, like one side, Amanda's mother is also right, but her mother is consistently restricting her to do something. And when you put a consistent instruction or pressure on anyone, then it is very obvious that he or she is going to get depressed, or like, why you always talk to me like this or that.
Yes. So now to add to very good observation, Khushi. So the style that you identified, the style of speech. Note this down, it's very important. The style of speech that Amanda's parents employ is that of it suggests consistent restriction. That means there is constraint on her freedom. Okay. So all of it adds up to the style in which the poem is written. Okay, and we get this idea on the basis of how Amanda's elders, or let's say parents, speak to her. All right. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. So now let's move on. Let us now read the poem once, so that we are clear and thorough. I'll read out the stanzas, and I'll also explain what it means. Okay? Right. Don't bite your nails, Amanda. Don't hunch your shoulders, Amanda. Stop that slouching and sit up straight, Amanda. So these are clear orders. Okay? These are clear orders given to Amanda that you shouldn't bite your nails. Don't do this. Don't do that. And whatever you're doing is incorrect. Okay? So the whole message that Amanda is getting is, ये मत करो, वो जो तुम कर रही हो वो बहुत बकवास है. Sit up straight. Right? Now, parallelly, what is Amanda thinking? Parallelly, what the child is thinking is there is a languid emerald sea. Languid means calm, lazy. Emerald is again that very beautiful green color. Okay,
Yes.
so she's imagining a very calm, very relaxed environment in which she's alone over there. There's no one to stop her, there's no one to stop her from doing anything, and she's enjoying her time, and she's a mermaid drifting blissfully. So you notice the change in language. There's a sharp change in language here. She's being ordered, and like everyone is on to her at, please don't do this, don't do this, whatever you're doing is wrong. And here she is
Uh,
she's very relaxed, right? So now notice the difference in the tone of the stanzas. Okay, so if there I noticed a question over here. Let us scroll down and let us look at the question. So who do you think, how old do you think Amanda is? How do you know this? Okay, so we might think that Amanda is very young, right? Because if you're telling a child that don't bite your nails, she must be very young. Okay, now what could Amanda do if she were a mermaid? How will you answer this question?
She would just swim in green emerald.
Emerald.
green, shiny sea.
Yeah.
Yes, she would be.
Very.
Yes. So, okay, notice this. Okay, what is the poem trying to do? There's a languid emerald sea where the sole inhabitant is me, a mermaid drifting blissfully. So, what she's doing is she's alone, and then she's in this very relaxed, beautiful place. Okay, and she's swimming all by herself. She's doing everything. She's doing the things that she wants to do, and she's imagining herself as a mermaid who's drifting blissfully. So we would answer the question like, I'm giving you a sample answer. You can also construct your answer, then I can check it for you if you want. Okay, Amanda would spend her time alone in the beautiful
Green, shiny
yes
sea.
shiny green emerald sea. She would drift blissfully. She would feel very relaxed.
She get lazy in
Yes,
that that sense of thing.
yes. So yes, she would get lazy, but good lazy, because she wants to feel relaxed. Okay, because otherwise everyone is just scolding her, and now here she's just doing what she wants.
She wants to live in a soothing environment,
Yes. Okay.
very
good.
calm, relaxed, and
Her-
just alone.
Her state of mind would be calm, as she would not be disturbed by anyone okay, so she would feel very relaxed, and her state of mind would be calm, as she would not be disturbed by anyone. She would go swimming I'm okay. Have you noted this down? Can I erase this?
Yeah.
Took screenshot.
Okay, I'll wait for 2 minutes. Yeah, okay.
I just wrote it.
imagining herself as a mermaid, she would drift in the deep, shiny green sea. To conclude, she would be free from all the disturbances of the world. All right, clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, I'm erasing this board then. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so now answer this question. What does the word drift mean?
Slowly moving.
Yes, moving slowly. Okay, so this is the vocabulary you need to know. Drift means moving slowly
Or just moving in a flow.
manner. Right. Okay, so this we needed to learn. Let's move on. So, did you finish your homework, Amanda? Did you tidy your room, Amanda? I thought I told you to clean your shoes, Amanda. So all of these things that her parents are telling her to do, it's all valid, because now do you notice that if you need to do well as an adult, if you need to grow up and let's say get a good job or do well in school, go to a good college, you need to finish your homework, you need to get good marks, and then if you need to live as a successful adult, you should also know how to clean your room. Okay, so all of these things are reasonable from her parents' side, but the tone of the poem suggests that she's being bullied into it. She's being constantly told that whatever you're doing and whatever you're thinking is wrong. And
Yes.
what I
first
told
I know, right.
Sushant, just be a little louder.
The writer wants to tell us that she's getting restricted by her parents for everything she wants to do.
Yes, very good. So Sushant made a point that the writer wants to tell us that she's getting restricted, or the writer wants us to know that she's getting restricted for everything that she's doing by her parents. Okay, now very, very interesting. The next stanza is very
What should be our perspective on this?
I'll tell you after we read the entire poem. Okay,
Okay.
right? So next stanza is very interesting. I am an orphan roaming the street. I pattern soft dust with my hushed bare feet. The silence is golden, the freedom is sweet. Okay, now it is very interesting because in the second stanza she imagined herself as a mermaid. This is very important, note it down. She imagined herself as a mermaid in the second stanza. In the fourth stanza she is imagining herself as an orphan. Now she doesn't want her parents at all. She's feeling so much bullied that she doesn't want want to be with her parents at all. So she's an orphan who's just roaming the street. And what is the benefit?
Her silence is golden and her freedom is sweet.
Yes, the silence is golden and the freedom is sweet. Okay, now let us see if there are any questions with regards to. Okay, so now why are stanzas 2, 4 and 6 given in parenthesis? Do you know why?
What is parenthesis?
Okay. Interesting question. Very good. Very good that you asked. Parenthesis means brackets. Okay. For example, in maths, you might solve the sum, no? X plus y, if you need to whole square equals to, let's say, 16.
X plus y equals to 4.
This is parenthesis. Okay, let us understand parenthesis a little better. She told me very quietly to move the desk. Okay, so now this is parenthesis, the brackets of parenthesis, and this is the content that is inserted under parenthesis. Now, what is the role of this parenthesis? It is simply to tell you that
Stanza 2, 4, and 6 just showing that it's not the reality, but it's her imagination, what she want to think like that, and what she think that it's the reality. So
Okay.
it is in parenthesis.
Okay, Vani, we'll get to that. One second. It's partly right. What you're saying is partly right. It is not fully right. So parenthesis is basically inserting.
It's just a part of like bracket.
Yes, it's just a part of bracket. Okay, and it inserts additional information that is not available to us. Okay,
Hmm.
Vani was right in telling us that the stanzas 2, 4, and 6. Okay,
Like parenthesis is a thing that we are not saying, but it is happening. Like
yes, very good.
Means that what is she is thinking.
Yes, right. So, as Sushant said, he summarized it very nicely. It is the thing that is happening, but we are not able to see it. In other words, as Vani also was partly right, it is her imagination. Okay, and why is now let us understand why is everything that Amanda is speaking is in parenthesis, because if you look at it, everything that her parents are telling her, it is not in parenthesis, it's not in brackets. Whatever she is thinking and whatever she is saying, it is in brackets. Why is that?
because Amanda is thinking that that is not the real thing, but the parents are saying that that is the real thing. They are telling her to do that, but
Okay, interesting. Another way to look at it would also be that she is not exactly heard. She's not, no one hears her except us, except the people who are reading the poem. She's not heard. Okay, so if we are to construct, let's say, an answer as to why stanza 2, 4, and 6 are in parenthesis, we'll start by writing that these stanzas are spoken by Amanda, or these stanzas consist of Amanda's thoughts. These stanzas consist of Amanda's thoughts. They are not really spoken. Spoken or understood. You guys can take screenshots if you are not writing. They are not really spoken or understood by the outside world. Especially her parents. Okay. Now, these stanzas contain a child's imagination which is, let me just write it here, which is different from the world's perception of her. The world's perception of her. Clear? Any doubts?
No.
Okay. So now I'm erasing this. So tired of instructions, she's so tired of being restricted into doing what her parents want to do, that she imagines herself as an orphan, right? So it's just her thoughts. Okay, I hope you can write this answer on your own.
Yes.
Okay, now right, so what does the girl yearn for? What is the meaning of the word yearn? To yearn means to really want, really long for something, or to really want something. Okay,
Yes.
so what does Amanda want? What does she really want?
She wants freedom,
Very
peace.
good. She wants freedom. Okay, I'll give you the keywords, and on the basis of these keywords you can easily create answers. Okay,
Basically, she wants freedom from the restriction put
Yes.
by their parents.
Yes, she wants freedom from the restrictions she wants her own little world where she is allowed peace and calm. Amanda is also a highly creative child. Hence, she wants the freedom of imagination as well. Okay? Wait, you note this down. Wait for 1 second. I need to connect my laptop's charger. Everything makes sense until this point of time?
Yes.
The speaker is
It's Amanda.
Amanda, right?
Amanda is just thinking of her freedom.
Sushant, I couldn't hear you again. Come again, dear.
She is thinking about what she do not have.
Yes, right, you're right. Okay, now do you think the speaker is listening to the speaker in stanzas 1, 3, 5 and 7? Do you think Amanda is listening to her parents?
No,
No, not.
absolutely not.
Okay,
She's just like
why don't you think that she's listening to her parents?
Because her mother
It's
needs
not
to instruct her consistently. That's why.
interested in her mom's what she is just instructing Amanda.
Right.
because
So
she
there's a
want
difference between listening and following. So she might not be interested in listening. Amanda is not interested in listening to her parents,
but she have to listen.
yes, instructions, but she has to
Listen.
follow them. Okay, she has to do
Yes.
to do whatever they say, no matter whatever she thinks. That is the point. Okay, so you will answer this question this way. Clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, now let us move on to the next stanza. Don't eat that chocolate, Amanda. Remember your acne, Amanda. Now we see that they are telling her, do not eat that chocolate. Now remember your acne, Amanda. This is very interesting because now I think we think that Amanda has grown. She has now reached teenage, because it is around teenage that little girls and boys start getting pimples. Okay, so now Amanda has grown. Okay, and still they are taking the same tone with her. Still her parents are taking, or her elders are taking that tone with her, that do not do this. Whatever you're doing is wrong. How can you eat chocolate when you have acne, when you have pimples? Don't you know your pimples will get worse if you eat chocolates? Will you please look at me when I'm speaking to you? Now Amanda is not even looking at the person.
She's
That-
bored of that restrictions.
Sushant, speak louder.
She's bored of her parents' restriction.
Yes. She is bored and she's tired.
Now she start ignoring her parents.
Yes. Now she's grown. What? The word is what? The word is stubborn. So, as Amanda,
जिद्दी बन गई है अमांडा.
हाँ जी, जिद्दी बन गई है. As Amanda has grown
Like girls.
into her teen years, she has started
Ignoring her parents.
having pimples, and she is still disinterested in her parents' instruction. She has also grown stubborn. The word to be noted here is stubborn. Okay, as she is not looking at them while they are speaking to her. Clear?
Yes.
So as Amanda has grown into her teen years, she has started having pimples and she's eating chocolates. But her parents disapprove of that. and she's still disinterested in everything that her parents have to say. And she's also grown stubborn because now she's also grown, no? So, and she's not looking at them while they're speaking to her.
What does it means when this is says as teenage?
Hmm. Okay, you don't know the meaning of teenage?
Uh, Not exactly.
Sushant, if you can type your question in the chat box, I'll just explain the meaning of teenage or adolescence.
The age between 13 to 19,
Exactly, the age.
when you have different kind of hormonal growth or
Hormonal changes.
disturbances.
And this is the age when you get acne or pimples. Acne means pimples, okay?
And you get different kind of thoughts.
Yes. Okay. So this is a period of human growth that is supposed to be particularly different and difficult. Here, so many hormonal changes happens, and girls and boys, both of them get acne. Okay. So now we know that Amanda has grown because she's now getting pimples. Okay. Okay. Now next para. I am a Rapunzel. I have not a care. Now she is imagining herself as a character from a folk tale. I am a Rapunzel. I have not a care. Life in a tower is tranquil and rare. I'll certainly never let down my bright hair. Okay, so she's imagining herself as this beautiful princess Rapunzel who's in a tower, and she doesn't care about the world. So clearly she wants to be isolated. This is the key word. So when Amanda,
Basically, she wants to get away from everything else.
yes,
She just
yes,
want aloneness and silence.
yes. So what is a better word for aloneness? The better word is
Isolation.
isolation. Very good. Isolation, solitude. Okay. So what is Amanda looking for? Amanda
Solitude.
is looking for solitude. She wants to.
Amanda is looking for solitude, I
Yes.
think.
Yes. Amanda is looking for solitude. She wants to disconnect with the world. What does she want to do? She wants to disconnect with the world. Okay? And she's also imagining herself as Rapunzel, who's a princess, who's a fairy tale princess. Now she's imagining herself as a fairy tale princess. Alright? Now, stop sulking at once, Amanda. You're always so moody, Amanda. Now we know how she's grown up to be. Okay? Stop sulking at once. What does sulking mean? Anyone knows what sulking means?
Yes,
What
like नाराज हो जाना types.
Be
मुंह फुला के बैठ
silent.
जाना. किसी ने ये किया है? मुंह फुला के बैठ जाना. मैं नहीं बात करी तुझसे.
मैं मुंह तो नहीं फुलाया लेकिन ऐसे की हूँ.
Girls' normal habit.
बात नहीं करना.
हाँ, बात नहीं करना. सबने किया है. सबने किया है. Just sitting like this, you know. Not.
झगड़ा होने के बाद पापा के सामने ऐसे बैठ.
हाँ, सबने किया है ये. ऐसा कोई इंसान नहीं जिसने नहीं किया. Sulking means to be in a bad mood. ठीक है? To not talk. To be angry or sad at something. or someone. ठीक है? So Amanda is clearly sulking, matlab she's in a bad mood and she's either angry or sad at people. Okay? Now we know that Amanda has grown up to sulk or be sad. You're always so moody, Amanda. So now her parents are, this is the first time that her parents are telling her that her parents are criticizing her directly. Now they were पहले they were correcting her कि ये मत करो वो मत करो, अब सीधा बोल रहे हैं कि तुम ऐसे क्यों हो, there's something wrong with you, you're always so moody. Anyone would think that I nagged at you, Amanda. किसी ने सोचा होगा कि मैं तुमको बहुत परेशान कर रही हूँ. अगर कोई हमको देखे तो उनको लगेगा कि मैंने तुमको बहुत परेशान किया है. So this person is clearly not self-reflexive. Okay? She's not said out these concerns out loud. One second. So the meaning of this last stanza is that her mother herself is saying that if the way that you're behaving, everyone will think that I am the one who has been troubling you. But there is a difference. Amanda hasn't really expressed her thoughts, perhaps because she hasn't been allowed to. Okay? So the feature is that Amanda perhaps hasn't expressed her thoughts. Because she is not allowed to do so. Right? So it is very apparent that Amanda has grown up to be a sulking, moody teenager. All right?
Yes.
Okay. Now we can also see in the last stanza that the parent is defending herself. अरे कोई और सोच लेगा कि मैंने तुम्हारे साथ कुछ बहुत बुरा किया हो, तुम ऐसे बिहेव कर रहे हो. This is defensive language, right? So the parent doesn't really know what is wrong with the child. Okay? So that is also a perspective that we need to consider. The parents do not know what is wrong or what the child is thinking. Okay? This is one perspective that we need to consider. Parents do not know what the child is thinking. In the last stanza, we see that the tone of the parent is defensive. All right? Now we'll just deal with the questions and then we are done for the day.
Okay. Vichadi, Ma wants to talk to you.
Right, after 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. Now, okay. How old? I think we've solved this question. How old do you think Amanda is? How do you know this? I think we already know that
Amanda
Amanda.
is 5 or 6 years.
Yes, Amanda is 5 6 years,
No,
and
no, she's of 13 or something, 14 years from the para 5th
yes.
that
No,
she
no.
got some
From starting,
pimples.
we have to
Haha. So
observe.
we can track the age of Amanda. The poem starts when Amanda is very little, perhaps 5 or 6, and then by the end of poem we know that Amanda is around is in her
Grown
teenage
up
years.
child.
Is in her teenage years because of the references. So in this question, what you will say is when the poem starts, Amanda is 5 to 6 years of age, and then you'll say that at the end of the poem, we know that Amanda has grown into her teenage years or her adolescence because she's getting acne. Okay,
She's
and
getting
Yes.
she is turned into a sulking, moody teenager.
when the poem starts, she's very small kid, and then
Yes,
she grows.
yes, yes. Now, who do you think is speaking to her? Of course, her parents are speaking to her. We addressed the first
Hmm.
question. Okay. We looked at third question, fourth question, fifth question in detail. Sixth question also we looked. Okay, seventh question. Do you know the story of Rapunzel? Why does
Yes, I
she love
know.
Rapunzel? What is
Yeah,
the story of
fine.
Rapunzel?
That there
There is a
was
princess who
One
lives
which kept her, kidnapped her and kept her in a tower, and her hair was very long, silky, beautiful. So she just wanted to get out of that tower. So one day a prince came and Rapunzel threw her hair,
Yes,
and with the help of hair, prince came and just saved Rapunzel from that situation,
yes,
and they escaped.
right. So the story of Rapunzel goes like this: the witch kidnapped Rapunzel when she was very young and kept her in an isolated tower. Her hair was gorgeous. Her hair was very long and gorgeous, which means very, very, very beautiful. Okay. So one day, a prince was passing by. And he fell in love with her, or they fell in love with each other. The prince rescued Rapunzel. The prince rescued Rapunzel by using her hair to climb. 1 second, I have to open the door.
is my voice is coming.
Yes.
Clear? Is this clear?
Yes.
Yes.
So
Crystal
what
clear.
happened was, the story of Rapunzel goes like this. There was a witch who kidnapped the child, okay, because she had very, very gorgeous hair, which had her hair had magical properties. So she kept her isolated in the tower. She kept her alone in the tower. She hid her away in the tower from everyone. And when that child became an adult, she fell in love with the prince who was passing by. So the prince asked her, has anyone kidnapped you? So she said oh, I would like to go with you, because they both fell in love with each other. So the prince climbed the tower using her hair He killed the witch and he rescues her from the tower. But as we see in the poem, Amanda doesn't want to be rescued.
Yes.
Okay, Amanda
Trapped
wants
in
to stay
that
in the
tower
tower.
for
She
life.
wants to stay in that isolated tower
Yes. So,
that no one could disturb her.
yes. Opposed to Rapunzel, Amanda wants to stay in the tower, and she doesn't want to let down her bright hair. Okay, she wants to be like Rapunzel because she wants to be isolated. She prizes her solitude too much to go out in the real world. Okay, are you guys noting it down?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now let us look at the 8th question. What does the girl yearn for? We addressed this question already. The girl yearns for freedom and solitude. Okay,
Yes.
what does this poem tell you about Amanda? That she's a highly creative child and she prizes the solitude.
Mhm.
She would like to do things her own way. Read the last stanza. Do you think Amanda is sulking and is moody?
No, Amanda is not sulking and moody. We can say her moody, but she is not sulking. Her mother perceives her as sulking.
Yes, interesting. So, her mother perceives her as sulking. This is what question says. But she's not actually sulking. Then what is she like? Then
She's
what?
She
thinking
is
of her.
just lost in her thoughts, imaginary world.
Yes, exactly. She's imagining her world.
She is lost in an imaginary world that
Her
actually
mother was
don't
thinking
exist
that she was sulking
in
like that.
real life.
So we can say that Amanda is lost in her imagination. She is not deliberately sulking. Deliberately matlab जानबूझ के.
Hmm.
Or being moody. She's not deliberately sulking or being moody. The defensive parent is misunderstanding her.
Why do you use this word, this defensive?
Okay. So, as we discussed, the word defensive here. Okay, so
She had written sulking only.
wait, I'll explain. I'll explain further as well.
Um, Here defensive means they are saying that they are restricting her, but they are saying that we are do not done anything wrong.
Yes, yes. Okay. Yes, you understood. Defensive means to defend oneself. To defend oneself. अपने आप को protect करना. To protect one's sentiment. So they are trying to show the world that the way that this child is behaving, this person is behaving, people must be thinking that I must have done something wrong. So that is a defensive attitude.
There
That
is
is
no
called
mistake.
a defensive attitude.
Like I do not have done anything wrong. All the
Yes.
mistakes are here.
It must be your fault. I have done nothing wrong. That is a defensive attitude. So we can also say that Amanda's parents have a defensive attitude. Okay, now that we have addressed all the questions, any doubts?
No
What-
doubts.
What is the value judgment of the poem?
Okay, so that is what I warned you against. The value judgment is something to be avoided. Value judgment happens when we decide things on the basis of either if it is good or bad, which means we are looking for a moral of the story. When you're reading a poem, please do not do that. We do not decide on what is good and what is bad. We make our opinion based on evidence or whatever we know, or even our preference, because it is possible that each of us might have a different opinion.
Yes, like the poem.
Point of time is good. Yes, I think this is a very good answer.
Not always.
That the instructions are not wrong. We can say that, we can write like this. We can say that the instructions given to Amanda are not particularly wrong, are not particularly wrong. However, focusing and constantly reminding her of her faults frustrates her. Okay? Very good job.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, any more questions?
No.
Okay.